Trump is unqualified to be president of the United States. For how many reasons do you want? I would start at the top. He's a complete psychopath, just waiting to flip out into bright red insanity. Clinton does not have, Sanders was right. Clinton does not have the judgment to be president. And Sachs says this, Bernie Sanders, by contrast, not only offers a vastly better economic program than Clinton, but also a foreign policy based on wisdom, decency, and especially restraint. OMFG. There's a word the neoliberals and the neoconservatives hate. Restraint. As a result, Sachs writes, the American people trust Sanders rather than Clinton. She wins the closed primaries while he wins the open ones. That is, primaries that include the independent voters who will decide the November elections. The Democrats would be foolhardy, Sachs concludes, to accept Clinton as the so-called inevitable nominee. She's the voice of foreign policy failure, while Sanders is the voice of hope, the young and the future, and who is far more likely to beat Trump this fall. And that's the other thing about Sanders that we are all aware of, those of us like you, like me, who've been following this. Sanders is a 74-year-old man. He's not handsome. He's not especially erudite. He speaks, though, from the heart. And that's the reason that the young people in this country are saying no to Clinton and Trump and anybody else, and yes to Sanders. I'm talking about the young people who haven't had their goddamn brains just totally brainwashed by their religious garbage forced in there by their parents or by their parents' insanity. The young people, the ones who are going to have to deal with the shit that we have left when you and I are so fucking dead and decayed and gone. And these people now who are in their 20s, they're the ones going to have to deal with the shit that we left behind. And they know that. You and I don't believe that because there's something about Americans that say, well, I'm going to live forever. I'm not going to die. Shit, no. I'm going to take this pill. I'm going to do this exercise plan. I'm going to go on this diet. I'm not going to die. I'm not going to die. Yes, we are. And who's going to be left? Well, billions of people are going to be left. But you know, it's not just in the United States. All over the planet, young people in country after country are becoming the majority. Now, a good argument can be made that there's too many. There's too many of us. But let's stipulate, okay, there's too many of us, but the vast majority of us are young people. They may want to have a life. Surprise, surprise. They may want to have a life. They may not want to live in a neoliberal world where they, you know, the 1/2 of 1% has everything. They have shit. They may not want to live in a world where the religious restrictions on them tell them to stay in their goddamn mud hut or stay in their chauffeur-driven Bentley, but don't ever step out and do anything. Don't ever try to be innovative or inventive or think for yourself. Don't do that. Because blank, fill in the blank, will not like that, in reference to some sky spook. I just find it incredibly difficult to accept that given the obvious differences among these three candidates, and given the characteristics of each one of them, ethical, moral, economic, whatever, all of it, that it's come down to most of these pundits as a race between evil and less evil? Are you kidding me? Bernie Sanders is no saint. Jesus Christ. He doesn't walk on water. He doesn't feed the multitudes with loaves and fishes. That's not. Although some pundits have tried to make those of us who support Sanders appear that way, that we think he walks on water. Shit, no. We know who he is. We know what he does. We also know about Trump. And we also know about Clinton.